All right, welcome to Survive to Thrive, everybody. Happy Thursday. I am going to be in shift today. So if you have a copy of this book, I'm on page 49. If you don't have a copy of this book, this is definitely on your reading list, especially in the real estate market we're in right now. So page 49, fewer leads, fewer showings, increased days on market. The minute these signs show up, take notice. Words matter. Okay, pay attention. The minute these signs show up, take notice. Don't wait. Don't wait and see. Are things going to get better? Are things going to get better in the new year after the election? Market shifts are market shifts. And it's unrealistic to expect that you're going to be in a real estate market where prices are going up forever without a correction. And prices have been going up, and I'm talking on a national level now. Prices have been going up since 2012, since the last major market shift we had, and the prices bottomed out around 2012. They've been coming back ever since. It's 13 years later. We're due. And on average, a market shift is going to last about 2 years. That's just national data. Jenny, I'm speaking to you directly. If you're new to real estate, I don't want you to think, oh, great, I got into the real estate industry at the right time, things are slowing down. The answer is absolutely you got in the industry at the right time, because as the market shifts, the need by consumers for skill-based real estate agents is much greater when the market shifts and things get tough. So this is the best time to be a real estate agent. All right, let me keep going. Don't ignore them. Don't wait to act. These are the early warning signals of what is most likely coming next. More inventory and fewer pendings. So your job as a real estate agent is to make an observation followed by a forecast. The forecast is based on what I see, this is what's going to happen next. If we've got more inventory and homes are sitting on the market longer, we are moving into a buyer's market where there are going to be more sellers than there are buyers. And when that happens, you have sellers competing for buyers. When sellers are competing for buyers, the only thing that can happen next is prices are coming down. When buyers are competing for listings, prices go up. You know, it's interesting because when you're talking to consumers, whether it's a buyer or seller, and you're explaining how prices go up, right? There's a lack of inventory. There's more buyers than there are sellers, and buyers are outbidding one another, and that's driving prices up. Everybody gets that. It's only when we get to the other side of the conversation, all of a sudden everybody gets stupid. And they don't understand that when sellers are competing for buyers, prices come down. There's just no other way to look at it. It's just fact. All right. Buyers and sellers get thrown for a loop, and they in turn throw the market for one. You guys are experiencing that right now. I know you are. Some of you have been for a while, like the Austin market has been in a shifting market for a couple years now.
But it was like 405.
Yeah, you
I
get
bet.
to Charlotte, North Carolina, and
Awesome.
this is brand new. The market there has been really hot until just recently. I've got Sean Grimes on here, who's in Fort Myers. They've been dealing with a market shift for a couple of years.
Yeah. That's my last one.
Guys, when you're talking, I don't know if you're talking to me or not. So put
You
yourself.
can mute him. It's James on my team.
Yeah, I just don't have the mute all button right now in front of me, and I don't want to stop. There we go. Mute all. Hold on. All right, if you want to talk to me, take yourself off mute. All right, here we go. Just because the market has moved from more to less doesn't necessarily mean you have to. If there's one thing I want you to hear today, that's it. Just because the market has moved from more to less, Skylar, doesn't mean you have to. Success is a choice. Your level of success has absolutely nothing to do with the market. It has absolutely nothing to do with the president, has absolutely nothing to do with the economy, the weather, interest rates, your next door neighbor, your wife, your spouse. None of those things are going to determine your level of success. I mean, what if they did? I mean, what are you going to do about the president? What are you going to do about interest rates or the weather or any of those other things? And the answer is absolutely nothing. But if you are responsible for your success, well, you can fix that. As the leads become fewer, you must recognize the situation and make a more concerted effort to generate them. This is really simple, guys. Just pay attention to the words. Make a more concerted effort. So what does a more concerted effort look like? I'll give you one example. Double down. If you have been selling 24 homes a year on average over the last couple of years and you're spending an average of 2 hours a day in lead generation, it's going to take 4 hours to do the same amount of business. You're going to have to talk to twice as many people in order to find ready, willing, and able buyers, ready, willing, and able sellers. You're going to have to double down in order to get the same results. That's a more concerted effort. You must be more rigorous and resolute in your lead generation than ever before, and more so than anyone else. So this is a competition. I mean, you'll hear people say things like, I just want to get my fair share. And, you know, Debbie, we've talked about this before. What the hell is that? What the hell is your fair share? If you got your fair share, guys, all of you would be selling less than 3 homes a year. You realize that, right? There's 1.5 million real estate agents in the US. The average, there were 4 million homes sold roughly in 2024. Do the math. Is that the result that you want? And the answer is, of course not, right, Sean? So you're not looking for your fair share. You're looking for your unfair share. The pizza story, you've heard this. If I invite 10 of my friends over and we're having pizza and I order 2 large pizzas, 20 slices, we all get 2, right? Now, the guy screws up the delivery and only delivers 1 pizza. Now it's 1 slice for everybody. No, I'm still getting my 2. The rest of you could figure it out. You got to get your unfair share. You're not looking for your fair share. It's a competition. Outwork your competition. Your competition can have more money to spend on marketing than you do. Your competition can be smarter than you are. Your competition can have a bigger database than you do. But the one thing they can't do unless you let them is outwork you. Right, Sean? Outwork your competition. Hey, Sean Grimes, just out of curiosity, on average, how many phone calls are you making a day?
Between 150 or between 100 and 150.
Okay, there you go. That's what that looks like. That's outworking your competition, right, Michael? 100%. Okay, now is the time to shift your lead generation activities into the highest gear possible. What is the highest gear possible? How many of us are actually achieving the highest gear possible? What does that look like? You know, at the end of the day, all you could do is all you could do, and all you could do is enough when you do all you could do. So the question you should be asking yourself at the end of every day, Charlene, is did I do all I could do? And if the answer is no, and I'm going to tell you, don't take this the wrong way and get mad at me. Most of the time, the answer to the question is no. I could have done more. I could have made 1 more call. Don't be shocked when the last call that you make that day leads to the listing appointment that you got. You know, the biggest tragedy is not that we fail, it's that we almost succeed. What does that look like in your real estate business? Well, if I have a standard of having 20 conversations a day, just an example, it's not 19, it's not 18, it's not 17, it's 20. If I settle at 19 because it's close enough, and after all, I'll make up the next one the next day. What if that 20th conversation was going to be the one that led to a listing appointment that day? Well, I didn't get the listing because I didn't have the conversation. And the worst part of this is I'm never going to know that I missed out on the opportunity simply because I didn't have the conversation. So at the end of the day, all you could do is all you could do. And all you could do is enough when you do all you could do. Did you do all you could do? It's simple. The cause and challenge of a shift is simply one word: motivation. So we're going to wrap it up on this, and then I'm going to come to you guys. What is motivation? Three things: ready, willing, able. If any one of those three is missing, they're not motivated. If they're ready and willing but not able, they're not motivated. If they're ready and able but not willing, they're not motivated. What does a buyer look like who is ready and able but not willing look like? Okay, I'm going to tell you. A buyer who is ready and able is ready to buy a home. They've got the money to do it, or they've been approved for a loan, so they're able to do it. A buyer who is not willing is that buyer when you're doing a buyer consultation and you ask them, tell me what you're looking for, and they respond with a great deal. Your next question should be, tell me what that looks like. And if you hear, I'm not going to pay more than 90% of the asking price, just for example, and homes are selling for 94, 95% or more of the asking price in your market, that is not a willing buyer. That is a buyer who is only going to buy a home if they can steal one. Now, for me, the expectation conversation is whenever I meet with a potential client, one of three things typically happens. One of those things will happen today. And by the way, you can go back and have this conversation with people after you've been working with them for a while, which you should do. You need to go back and review their goals. If you've been working with them and you still haven't moved the needle towards getting their home sold or getting them to buy a home, let's go back and talk about your goals again. And in this conversation, one of three things are going to happen. Either, or when you meet with me, one of three things are going to happen. You'll either understand and appreciate everything I have to offer and you'll hire me, which is awesome. Or you may not hire me, which is not so awesome. And the third thing that may occasionally happen is I may choose to turn down the opportunity. Now, Michael, the reason I would choose to turn down the opportunity is if I feel a client has a goal that cannot be met. Now, listen to the words, because I didn't say they have a goal I can't meet, because that's implying that somebody else can meet it. Victoria, if somebody has a goal that cannot be met, I would rather turn the opportunity down today than let you down in 30 days or let you down in 6 months. So if you're having that consultation with a buyer who's ready and able, but they're only going to buy if they get a great deal, they're not willing. Unfortunately, this is one of those examples where I would have to turn down the opportunity. That's it. Now, if you're thinking, John, I just can't do that. I mean, you're coming from a place of desperation, if that's what you're thinking, by the way. And I'm just going to ask you, if you choose to work with them anyways, how many homes are you going to show them? Never putting one under contract. How much time are you going to invest on that buyer who's never going to buy a home? What if you took that same amount of time and used that time to do additional lead generation, looking for ready, willing, and able buyers, ready, willing, and able sellers? How many more motivated buyers and sellers could you work with? All right, guys, talk to me.
Hey, this is Sean. For those of you that are entering the market that we just left or are still in Austin, it's about your mindset. There's a person, I'm not gonna say who this person is on this call. This person shows up every day in the worst real estate market in 24 years. This person did well over 100 transactions.
Right.
Worst market. So if you go into it saying, oh, it's going to be a down market, guess what? It's going to be a down market. If you go into it saying you're going to kill it, you likely will. When, in Austin, we basically had about half the agents were part-time agents and none of them did anything. So what does that mean? It means that there are clients out there that need agents that need service. And so if you do what John is suggesting here, double down, triple down, don't get outworked, you're going to have a great year.
Right. Thank you, Sean. Agree. Best real estate market for me was 2008 to 2012. It's an opportunity market. All right, who's next? Talk to me. Okay, Brian Copeland. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, right now in this market, we're able to provide value that clients are desperately asking for. They actually want our advice. They want to understand the market. They want to understand the comps. They want to understand what the marketing plan is. And so, last year was a really good reset year for a lot of people in Austin. And for those of you coming in the market, because it made you rethink how you do things, how you communicate with people, what your listing presentation looks like. It's not just a market we just stick it on the market anymore on the MLS and people call you. And so it really separates the boys from the men, or vice versa, right? Per se, because clients are willing to listen because they've struggled and they've seen all the negative news out there. And so it's easier to fly in and kind of be a hero than it ever was before.
That's right. Well said, Brian. Welcome home, by the way.
Thank you. That was a fantastic time in New York.
I was going to say, being at NASDAQ, ringing the bell, that's pretty cool. Good for you, man. I'm proud of you. Okay, Kemps, talk to us.
Exact same thing that Brian just said. So I've never had as many clients reach out and asking for suggestions and wanting advice. There's been so many times where the consumer with Zillow, Realtor.com, and all these other sites have been, oh, I know everything. But now since things are, I guess, basically throwing a curveball their way, now it's like, okay, what's the industry professional actually think? And basically validating Brian's point that there's so much opportunity to educate prospects and clients.
Right.
And that's where a lot of business coming from that. And then I've never gotten so many referrals. That I've gotten more referrals in the short time period we've been in a I say shitty market, but opportunity market, than I have when it was like booming in 21.
One thing I want to share is our company just brought over a massive hitter from a competitor. And one thing that she said, how many people have an email list? People raised their hands, some didn't. She said, I send out 4 emails a week to my database. A week. A lot of people are sending out 1 email a month.
That's amazing.
So the people that are going to stay in front of their clients more often with value are the ones that are going to continue to win.
Well, that's the point right there. The reason she's able to do that is because she's providing value in those emails. So she's not reaching out to people who are like, oh my God, when's she going to stop? No, they're looking forward to those.
Right. She's not sending out, there's a circus in town, go check it out, buy a ticket at a discount.
I might like that one. I might go to the circus. You guys, that's a wrap. I hope you got great value today. If you're new to the call, thank you for being here. Please tell your friends, help us grow it. Victoria, did you put your hand up? Talk to me.
I did, but it was after the fact. Kind of to piggyback off what Brian said about the 4 emails a week.
Yeah.
So I just implemented Flowdesk to do that and simplify the process. And I have agents that I work with. We come up with one a week, and then we share them. And all we have to do, they send it to me, I send it to them. We tweak it to whatever our branding is, and then we can do 4 a week. So you can just, work smarter, not harder. Like that simplifies things. And all you have to do is change a few words to make it to your language and what you want to say. And it takes a lot of pressure off because I don't have a full-time admin yet. That's coming. But when I do, that process will be easier. But if you're someone like me who's a solo agent, link up with someone else and combine the duties of that.
Great stuff. Guys, Victoria Melton's somebody you want to follow. So pay attention to what she's doing. She's a rock star and just getting started. The sky's the limit. All right, Hawk, talk to us.
I'll figure out chime in on the email thing. I ran a marketing agency for nearly 2 decades, and the most successful businesses email daily.
Yep.
And that goes for real estate. And it doesn't have to be a sales email. It's just something to inspire or educate or entertain your audience.
There you go.
And we have a sequence. It's 18 months long. It's daily for the first month, and then it goes to 3 times a week, and then weekly after that for after 3 months, something like that, for buyers who are referred by people. And it's just literally, it's every little thing that we could do for people. We handle 30 something objections over the course of the sequence. We got postcards to go with it, text messages to go with it. So it's just as many touch points as possible. So it's all automated. So as soon as somebody goes in, as long as I tag them, the sequence starts.
Pop, that was awesome. For those of you who have been, so this call's been running for over 4 years. And for those of you who have been on this call for more than a year, Charlene, just look at the talent on this screen. We have got major players who are part of this daily call. It's better because of that. It's better because of you. So guys, just honored to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. All right. Kemps, one more and then we got to jump, guys.
For the drips you're talking about for 3 to 4 per week, that same company I was telling you about, Block, they build it up for you.
There you go. BLOK, guys. All right. Make it a great day, everybody. See everybody tomorrow morning. Make it a great day. Go get them.
Thank you, John.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Have a great
everyone.
day, everyone.
See y'all tomorrow.